Have you ever had that feeling like you're just treading water, totally stuck in the day-to-day grind of survival? Well, what if I told you there's a whole other world, a completely different reality of meaning and prosperity that exists right alongside that one? The real question is, how do you cross over? How do you get from just surviving to truly thriving? Let's dive in.
It all boils down to a single choice. It's about seeing this door and having the courage to actually step through it. And that one decision, that one step, is what starts the whole journey, from what our source calls a one-generational life, where you're just focused on making it through, to a three-generational life, which is all about building a real, lasting legacy.
So let's just pause for a second and make this really personal. I want you to ask yourself honestly, which of those two worlds are you living in right now? Because figuring that out, really knowing your starting point, that's the first and most important step on this entire path.
Okay, so let's talk about the path forward. The core idea here, and this is so important, is that this is your journey. You are the main character of your own story. Everything that's happened in your life up until this moment, that's just chapter one. The rest of the book is unwritten.
And every good journey needs a map, right? Well, here it is. It's a path with 4 key stages, 4 big milestones. You start in struggle, then you fight your way to stability. From there, you build towards success, and the ultimate destination is significance. So let's start at the very beginning, where most people find themselves. We're talking about the struggle. This is the most common starting point, and it's a place that's really defined by that constant feeling of not having enough. So what is struggle, really? It's not just a vague feeling, it has a literal formula. It's any situation where your income minus your expenses equals a negative number. Month after month, you're in the red. And that financial reality creates a really powerful and painful emotional state, a constant feeling of hopelessness, like you're always in crisis mode. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay there. The source lays out a really clear 4-step plan to get out. Step 1, increase your value. Now, this doesn't just mean work more. It means learn new skills so the hours you do work are worth more. 2, you have to change your mindset. You go from being a victim to being the one in charge of your future. 3, develop new ways to bring in income. And 4, get serious about decreasing your expenses. Now, once you start putting those 4 steps into action, something incredible starts to happen. You begin to build momentum, and for the first time, you can feel hope on the horizon. This next stage is called stability. And look at this, the formula completely flips. Stability is that amazing moment when your income minus your expenses equals a positive number. You've got a surplus. You actually have money left over at the end of the month. And that small financial shift creates a massive emotional one. That feeling of hopelessness, it gets replaced with hope. Okay, now this next part is maybe the most critical pivot in the entire journey. When you finally have that extra cash, the temptation is huge to just go spend it. But to keep moving forward, you have to make a huge mental shift. You have to stop thinking like a one-generational consumer who sees extra money and asks, what can I buy with this? And you have to start thinking like a 3-generational builder who asks a totally different question, how can I invest this? And that shift goes even deeper. It's about changing from being just an owner of your resources to becoming a steward. See, an owner thinks, hey, it's my money, I can do whatever I want with it. But a steward thinks on a whole different level. A steward asks, how will this choice I'm making today affect my kids and even my grandkids? That long-term thinking is the absolute foundation of building a real legacy. All right, let's look at where all this hard work is leading. We're moving to the final 2 stages of the journey. And these stages, they completely redefine what it actually means to live a rich and successful life. First up, success. And I want you to forget the images of sports cars and mansions. According to this framework, success is defined by one single beautiful word: choices. It's the freedom you get when you've built 3 or more income streams that are stable and growing. It's not about what you can buy, it's about having the option to live your life exactly how you want to. And then, beyond success, is the ultimate goal: significance. And this has nothing to do with what you have. This is all about living a life of deep meaning. It's about finding that thing that you, and only you, were put on this earth to do, and then living that purpose out in a way that helps other people. Just let that sink in for a second.
True success isn't about status or impressing your neighbors. It is pure, simple, personal freedom. It's the power to choose what you do with your time every single day.
And this, right here, is the grand prize. This is the whole point of the journey, to get to a place where your life truly matters, where it's filled with purpose and you know you're making a positive impact on the world.
You know, this whole journey can feel pretty daunting, but remember what we said at the start. Your life up to now is just the first few chapters. The source puts it so beautifully. The pages of the rest of your book are still blank. The absolute best parts of your story haven't even been written yet. Which really just leaves us with one final and I think very important question. Who's writing the next chapter of your story? Are you going to let your circumstances or your job or your fears hold the pen? Or are you ready to pick it up yourself and start writing the story that you want to live? The real question is the pen in your hand?